it's only due for 13 to 17 November. What are we looking at? We're looking at station management, commercial content, buying, selling, and executing airtime, and managing audio-visual radio programming content. Okay. So it starts with question 1, station management. Read the excerpt that is on Called Campus called RX Radio, by and for children, a case study, and then answer the following questions. 1.1 says, analyze the role of RX Radio in promoting child participation and self-advocacy. What strategies have they implemented to ensure children's voices are heard, and how can these be replicated in other community radio stations in South Africa? Okay, so that's the first one. 1.2, RX Radio has managed to create a platform where children are not just participants, but also content creators. Discuss the potential challenges a community radio station might face in replicating this model and propose ways to overcome these challenges. And then lastly, 1.3, RX Radio's success is partly attributed to its comprehensive framework that involves children in every step of the process. Detail the potential benefits of such an approach to the community radio station in terms of listener engagement and community impact. So these 29 points are literally, you're going to look at that case study, read it in detail, and then literally just think about the answers, take it from there. I will give you some pointers and tips along the way in like a week or two. Okay. Question 2, we haven't covered at all yet. We're going to start covering it today. So it says select air checks. So certain areas of content, so it's links in essence, from the following website. I'll show you now what it looks like to answer the following questions. So air check 1, you're going to tell me the name of the show, the presenters on the show, and the date that it was posted. FOBby you haven't done yet. So which, if any of these of the FOBby wheel types of content did the air check exhibit? And then if you were the show's program manager, give them valuable advice on executing that FOBby content type more effectively. So that's what you're doing for 2.1 to 2.4. Okay, same thing. You're going to do four different ones. So let me show you what this is. Okay, you should be able to see something that says radio online now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you a tip. When you listen to this thing the first time, record it. Because when you go back onto it, like let's do this. Do you see it's not the same one that comes up first?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you can't go out and back in and expect it to be at the same place because it's not going to be. So it's important that you note all the details that you need while you're on that specific segment, or like I said, record it. So you'll see what there's a lot of different types of radio stations on here. There's alternative, there's urban, country, AC, aka adult contemporary, country, CHR is contemporary hit radio, so like top 40, classic hits, adult contemporary, etc., soft, rhythmic, CHR, etc. Okay, so let's say we decide to go with this one here. So Emperor Serchi, however you pronounce his name, on WHTA-FM in Atlanta. Okay, so it's an urban radio station. It was posted on the 4th of the 5th, 2010. So this thing is almost 5 minutes long. You should, though, actually, oh, you can download it. Cool. So you can download it for yourself. Then you can play it back over and over and over again. So now you listen to this whole thing, okay? The whole idea is that, hopefully you find a couple that you like, but you need to listen to 4 different ones, okay? So 4 of these clips, and then provide me feedback on them. Okay, so that's what we were talking about now, HX. So just to recap quickly for you, Claire, there's the first part is about station management. There's an excerpt, a case study that you also have to read, which is posted along with the assignment, RX Radio by and for children. In essence, what you're doing is you're telling us about the strategies that they've implemented to ensure that children's voices are heard. Obviously, we know as soon as children are involved, there are certain rules and implications and things that we have to make sure are enforced. And then how can these be replicated in other community radio stations in South Africa so that they can also do something similar if they want. And then it's about potential challenges that a community radio station might face if they want to replicate this model, and giving them alternatives or ways of how they can overcome these challenges. And then lastly, give us the potential benefits of this kind of an approach to the community radio stations in terms of listener engagement and community impact. So that was question 1. So question 2 is what we were just discussing. That's this URL where we just were. So 4 different shows with their FABI elements and telling me how I can do it differently. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That brings us then to question 3, which is radio promotion. So today we're going to discuss FABI, and then we're starting with radio promotions, okay? So select a radio case study of a radio promotion you enjoyed and believe was highly successful from the following case studies found here, Bauer Media, and answer the following questions. Using the 4 objectives of a radio promotion on page 216 of Next Level Radio and other success metrics, explain why you believe this radio promotion was successful. 10 points. 3.2, give a detailed description of this radio promotion's results and explain these results as simply as you can. And then 3.3, using Lund's promotion checklist on page 217 of Next Level Radio, answer the following questions about the promotion that you've chosen. So, did the promotion increase ratings by generating more tune-ins, yes or no? And explain how it did or didn't achieve this. Did the promotion create awareness, thereby creating word-of-mouth marketing, yes or no? Explain how or how it did not achieve this. Did the promotion establish a personal relationship between the station and its loyal listeners? Explain how or how it didn't achieve this. And lastly, did it give the client and the station an opportunity to capture data about the listener or the participants? Explain how it did or didn't achieve this. So all of this is linked to the one case study that you choose from Bauer Media. It's also it's your second last question, yes. So if you go on Bauer Media, you'll see there are a lot of different case studies here. It's different types of objectives, whether it's for brand awareness or engagement, or to change perceptions, or to drive traffic, or to generate buzz, or a new launch, or to reinforce some kind of association. Okay, so lots of different ones. So I don't know, let's just click on one. Which one shall we choose? Ooh, McDonald's. Let's click on McDonald's. Oh no, this is KISS, so that's a radio station. So all of them have a similar kind of outlook, except that this one shows you the insights here and not at the bottom. Okay, so I'll show you a couple, maybe 2 or 3 different ones. So the challenge, so you read the challenge, they give you the objectives for this campaign, which was to build a relationship, to increase brand affinity, and to increase brand awareness. So then they tell you a bit of details about it. You read about the idea, and this is the execution. You can click here and look at it. And you can see it's here as well. Then they tell you what the results are, right? Let's give you a different one that's maybe a little bit easier. Let's click on this one. So this is on the beach. So here they give you the challenge, okay? Then they give you your objectives. So you need to raise awareness, and then they give you your target audience. Oh, it's a very broad target audience, 15 to 54. Anyway, maximize on the beach consideration amongst magic listeners, support on the beach's wider marketing activity. Then you read this whole idea. Then they tell you what the execution is of this thing. Okay, you can see they give you a lot of details here. Then they tell you what the impact is, along with whatever, this last little blurb. But this impact is what's important at the end of the day. So what you're going to do is you're going to read this thing. You're going to look at what it says here by the challenge and the objectives, and then to see whether it did what it should have done. Okay, so again, taking everything that we've said into consideration. So the whole idea is that you need to choose one that you actually like. Okay, one of these case studies that you like. So you're going to look at the 4 objectives of a radio promotion, which we'll chat about, but it's in essence to involve the passive listener, to get the active listener, which is also your research participant, to participate, to make sure that your client, the client's message comes through, and then lastly for data purposes, that you get data. Okay. And then you're going to give me a detailed description of this radio promotion's results and explain these results as simply as you can. So that means you're going to, explain these results to me, taking this into consideration. Okay, so don't just copy and paste this stuff, because this on its own, if I have no idea what the overall brief said, means nothing to me. Okay, so I need to know what you've been comparing it against for me to get the broader idea that it was a success or not, that the results worked. And then you're looking at this thing and you're looking at it in terms of did it increase ratings, okay, by generating more tune-ins? Did it create awareness, so more word-of-mouth marketing? Did it establish a personal relationship between the station and their loyal listeners? And did it give the station and the client an opportunity to capture data about the listener and participant? Right, so that's what you're looking at for whichever one it is that you choose. So let me just show you another one. This one is a magazine, though, Grazia magazine. So again, they tell you what the challenge is. They give you insights. They give you what the ideas. They tell you what the execution was. So there's a podcast involved, live event, and then the impact of this overall thing. Okay, so you get the idea. Right, so here's, I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a series. Okay, so you can see here what they wanted to do, and again, their idea and their execution and what they helped them to achieve. Right, so that was question 3, radio promotions. So now we're on the last question, question 4. And question 4 is about the 3 different types of media that we get, which is owned, earned, and paid. So still something we're going to do. Haven't done it as yet. So you're going to look at this table as a guide. Okay, so types of media: paid, a marketing channel that you pay for to increase traffic; owned media, everything that relies on the direct control of business; earned media, the word of mouth shared by other people. So now, considering the following fictional scenario: DJ Jazzy B, nice name, is a presenter on a radio station and a well-known television personality. He's very active on Twitter and wants to grow his followers and earning potential in the media and advertising space. So now what you're going to do is create a paid, owned, and earned digital marketing plan for DJ Jazzy B, and use the table below to explain to DJ Jazzy why you've chosen these elements for the plan. So there's your paid, owned, and earned. Which will you use for each of these? Why will you use these platforms or mechanisms? The pros of your plan and the cons of your plan that he needs to be aware of. And that's literally it. Okay. So let me just show you again. It's straightforward. So 29 marks is about station management, okay, about RX radio buy-in for children, a case study. Question 2, 16 marks is air checks, where you're going to incorporate FUBI. Question 3, radio promotions, where you're going to look at the case study and answer questions in terms of radio promotions. And then question 4 is just about paid media, owned media, and earned media.